Okay, guys, so just first and foremost, do not let the thumbnail confuse you. That water that I'm about to show you is extremely clear. It's crystal. There's all kinds of beneficial bacteria. This thing was just left here to grow pretty much moss into aquatic moss, terrestrial moss into aquatic moss, and it decided that it was going to do its own little thing. So I've added some fish into it just for the hell of it. Some little feeder guppies, some feeder goldfish to see what happened, and things are surviving for a while. And I've got little goldfish in there now and everything. So I have a lot of breeding animals that are happening inside of here with the snails. They're breeding like constantly, I guess. Check this dude out. It's my little Senegalese right there. And my little Corridorus albino. Another albino. Look at him go. So with that dude, I've already tongue fed him twice, so I'm gonna get him tongue trained too. So when he sees the tongues come in the water, he knows. For when he is larger, was told since he was shorter, they're more expensive. I paid the same amount I would for a normal one, but you know, it'll be relative to it'll be relative in the future. But I just want to show you some snail eggs that are about to hatch that I've had for around a week now. These are from my first batch of babies that have hatched. You can see all the little white dots against the brown wood. Those are all little baby snails. And my nose is itching really bad. I've got those inside of here with two live plants, some terrestrial moss turned aquatic, and then one of those live plants I got from the local pond. I have two guppies in here to kind of test the water to see, you know, what level it would take for something like that to survive in such how much air the plants put out for something to survive inside of that. And since it's such a small container, I figured it'd be a lot relative to the size. So I'm thinking those two goldfish, those two little feeder guppies, they've been in there for 2 days now, and they're fine. So it's kind of a potential sacrifice if they don't make it, but I mean they are feeder guppies, so I mean you can't be too concerned. I mean I am concerned. I don't want anything to happen to them. I'm really hoping this test is, you know, flawless. This is just a test. That's all it is for science. But a couple of my feeder guppies are getting big, and they're getting their adult. They're starting to get color to them. Even more, their tails are starting to fan out. Now, bear in mind, feeder guppies are actually fancy guppies. At least where I get mine from, they're fancy guppies. Fancy guppies breed so damn relatively fast that they sell them off as feeders. So inside of here, I have one I'm fairly certain is pregnant already. She's got a huge ass body with a black dot behind her behind her pectoral fins, kind of like where her body rolls around the back. You know, it's right there in the back on both sides. And I've got the big fancy orange male, which I absolutely love to death. I just fed the tank, and I have the female in here that I just picked up yesterday. That's just she's huge. I don't even think she's the same thing. I think she's a mosquito minnow. I really do, because she doesn't seem like a guppy to me. I'm trying to find her. She's like bigger than my male. Hey, sweet. But where the hell is she? She hides in this 20-gallon long, and I have no idea how the hell she does it. The Senegalese is so cool. It breathes air. It's like a snakehead, pretty much. It's pretty much what it was described to me as, is like a snakehead. It can live in extremely terrible water conditions, and it can breathe air. I'm not sure if it has gills or not. I didn't research that part. But they get, from what I've seen, 2-3 feet. So I definitely will need to upgrade in a few months, which I did go out and I bought a great big ass filtration system for a 50 to 80 gallon enclosure. I have a 55-gallon tank that at some point I'll be setting up. I'm actually going to extend the room, take it that way, and here in the next couple of weeks, I'm actually building a legit room down here. I've been talking about doing it for years, and I found the idea out for the floor. To raise it off the ground, I'm going to use pallets and plywood, and then I'm going to pretty much paint it with Flex Seal, and then I'm going to carpet it. So it'll be a lot easier and a lot warmer in here, which will mean I won't have to have the heater running as constantly. So the room's actually being built. It's going to be made out of wood in the next couple of weeks. I'd say next couple of weeks. I'd say maybe before January 5th, maybe. Paychecks depending, as you guys know, that's a bit of an issue. Well, with anybody, you know. My job doesn't skip me out on $150. They took $150 out of my check plus more, plus a holiday bonus that they were supposed to give me, which was supposed to be $200, and they didn't give me any of it. So I got to call them. I got to wait for them to call me back, and I got to figure out what's going on. So now we're going to check out the little desk pond. That was an absolute accident. That seems to be thriving pretty damn well with the beneficial bacteria and things like that. So let me go ahead and pop off this little. Come here. one of these little lights right here. I'm not actually sure what brand these are. I keep forgetting the name. Let's find out. Just these right here. I freaking love these things. Now you can use a remote with these. I gotta find the remotes. That's been the issue. I've been looking all over Petco, and I guess they don't sell them. I guess when they discontinued those, they discontinued the remotes on top of that. I did see one. That was when I bought the first set of little aquariums, but I haven't seen it since. And to reply, hey, I forgot to say that. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the little desk pond. Well, that's the wall. Let me plug this in really quickly. Uh-oh. Oh, it's in the dresser. Why are you in there? Oh, my other surge protector's in there. That's funny. I'm gonna turn this on, that way we can get a better lighting, especially with how garbage this phone is for recording half the time. Where the hell am I gonna hang it up at? I just realized that. Slide you over here, don't fall in the water. And I've got a pretty cool free insect I got from Uncle Bill's too. Oh, you just barely touch it and it goes off. How well? You're not gonna see very well like that, but we can do this right here. Alright, here's a little mini pond. Oh, that looks terrible. A little bit of scum on top, that's to be expected. So we have snail eggs like crazy on that piece of wood and all over this live plant. It is covered. We have a snail defying physics swimming on the top of the water eating. And as you see over here, we got some feeder goldfish, some feeder guppies. This water level is actually almost to the top. Those are the only eggs that I'm seeing inside of here, is on that stuff right there. I just put this plant in here. I'll probably do a small water change, maybe. I don't like the scum on top, but even with the betas, I had a filtration system and scum still built up, so I think that's the ammonia buildup. Not entirely too sure, but look at that damn snail, just defying physics. Look at it. It does not care. Looks like they're breathing a little fast. I'm gonna throw a bubbler on this. I mean, there was a teeny tiny little guppy in here for the longest time, and I didn't even know he was in there. But I've got a great big fat pregnant female guppy, and I threw her in here. Everybody got acclimated, by the way, before I did anything. But yeah, this has been like this for, I don't know, a little over a month now that I've had this, and then this little wandering, and I have a dead hisser right here. That's lovely. I forgot I can have that happen. There were fish in here. I am not too certain that they survived. There appears to be movement somewhere. I hate round enclosures. I really do. Like, honestly, like, my biggest pet peeve is round tanks. There they go. There's a leech right there. Now, I'm not sure if that is a parasitic leech or if that is a plant leech. We have a species here that I guess just eats plants and doesn't latch on people, but those have been there for 6 days now. Close to. Just live plants, some duckweed on top, a little bit of hard water. Well, no hard water, stagnant water. And there's something crazy in here. If I can find him, I'll point him out. There he is, right there. Damn. I didn't know you guys have been sick that long. Can you guys see him? You can see the leg right there, can't you? That's a leg. See the body? Let me go ahead and see if I can't nudge him really quickly. This thing's so cool. It's a freebie at Uncle Bill's because it came in with the feeder guppies. They play dead. They don't ever move. Some sort of dragonfly larva. He is very much alive, though. There he goes. But that's kind of why I had the guppies in here, was to feed him. But I had them in here before, so. It's some sort of water strider. Water strider dragonfly nymph. Not sure what's. It's Florida, I know that, but I've never seen one of this caliber. All the ones that I've ever seen have been absolutely tiny. And this dude is a freaking monster. Like, this is the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. You know, all the ones we have here in Indiana for our dragonflies are like that full grown. This thing dwarfs them by like 5. And I'm not sure where the mouth is. Like, I know it's going to be the front, and I'm not sure if it's retractable or not. But I haven't seen him eat. But he is very much alive. And yeah, they had an actual water strider at one point. Really long-legged assassin bug that was inside the water. I told my buddy, it's like, yo, when you guys get your shipments in, you get anything like this, yo, call me. I want that. That's cool as hell. And then I got it, and I'm thinking, what the hell am I gonna do with it? Because I can't put it in the aquarium in the population because it is a predator. It will eat the fish. And I'm thinking, I don't want anything happening to my puffer. The puffer was the main thing I was worried about because everybody else is pretty big, but that's pretty big too. So if he latches on, he's liable to just latch on. I'm pretty sure those things paralyze their prey on top of it if they do what the dragonflies here do, like a neurotoxin. But that's why I like my Uncle Bill's, dude. Like, they give me deals on shit. Like right now, baby Savannah, about this big, $50. One like this, $100. I can still buy for 50 if I really wanted to. Cichlids out the ass. They did have an albino ball python that they wanted way too much for. They wanted like $400 for it, and I'm like, no. But she is gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. And I don't have an albino ball python, but I'm kind of leaning away from snakes now. No real room down here. And aquariums are just a little easier to deal with. You know, feeding is a lot easier. You don't have to worry about asinine, bites and things like that, which aren't really a problem for me. It's just I was told no more snakes, so this is like my little side lenience too. It's just an aquarium, hence the 55, and the 55 will probably be the end of the aquariums. Probably won't go any more than that. So I have 3 aquariums. Well, I'm not counting the beta tanks. 3 actual functioning aquariums, and I've got the big Oscar, the big fancy Oscar back here, which does need an update. I got hit from Walmart, which is a no-no, but they were healthy. They all looked healthy. They were all friendly, following your fingers, and the water was really clean. I did have some black algae growth. I hate that stuff, but can't get too mad, and I got 2 big-ass plecos for like $14, which was not too bad. Uncle Bill's wants like $10 a piece. They wanted 8 something for them, so the corridors were like $6 though. That was a little too expensive for my blood. I was hoping I could find that fat pregnant female. There she is. There she is. There she is. Check her out. That girl is about to pop. Look at her. So the main reason I have her inside of that tank versus with the general population, guys, is because whenever the babies hatch, 9 times out of 10 the female will become cannibalistic and eat the fry, just out of pure instinct. So rather than having her back here in the 2.5 gallon with the rest of my feeder guppies, to where it's easy snack, or in here where see like the puffer fish, the goldfish, the other male guppies, the bigger guppies, because those are bigger guppies than what I have back here. Those ones are pretty small. I just realized something. I've only seen 2 of my banjo cats in like the last 2 weeks. Here's my big female guppy, by the way. She's just chilling back here by the spout. She's got stripes on her side, so it makes me think more like she's a damn minnow versus more than a guppy. But I know that one's definitely a guppy, so once she pops, she's going in there. But I mean, just look at all of the snail eggs on here. This thing is covered from tip to end. So I'm going to have an abundance of snail eggs, and I think actually what I'm going to do is the snail eggs are going to go into this population right here. At least those ones. Nah, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll leave them in here, because I feel like they'll do better in here anyway. The water conditions are already right for breeding anyway, so... So, guys, we've successfully been able to breed snails. So that's one thing off the list of being able to breed this year. My buddy's talking about hooking me up with some big Tutti Frutti frogs, which are just, they're frogs that are colorful, that they genetically change color like glowfish. He's talking about hooking me up with a big old male and a breeder-ready female. So, I mean, I don't really think I'm going to go for frogs. I like frogs, I do, but I don't know. I got this fucking turtle back here I got to get rid of because I have nothing for it. And I have no way to take care of it. And the reason I took it in is because the guy hadn't fed it for weeks. So, I took it in because I felt it was necessary. And I've gotten it to eat. It's just I got to get it in water. And I got that 20 gallon upstairs, but he will absolutely wreck it. You know what? I could use those stones out back that were originally in his tank. Clean those off. Make them all pretty. Put those in the 20 gallon. Help me out here with ideas for the turtle tank, guys. So half land, half water. 20 gallons, in my opinion, is not enough. Let me show you this guy. It's. Let me turn the phone down for a second. I keep putting him in water, giving him water, because I just don't think anything I have is bigger than the 55. The rocks. Yeah! No. No, those take up a lot of space. I need something solid. But here he is, guys. He's a little dry. I'm going to drop him off in some water in a minute. And you're not supposed to have him dry. They're supposed to be in water, and I've had him for a couple days now out of water, and I hate it. He's actually kind of friendly. He likes to bite, though, so we don't play with his face often. But he does have shell raising, which shows that he wasn't given proper calcium, proper lighting. He was just left normally. I am going to build him an actual tank once I get the money up and I get the room built. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to put it underneath the snake tank right here. And I will probably use them for an aquarium once I clean them off, because they got some sort of wax on them. And that stuff will destroy the aquarium. My pink toe? No, I thought my pink toe was dead for a second. I was like, damn it, really? But what's going to happen is the room setup is going to go like so. Before it's actually wood built, which should happen here pretty soon, next couple of weeks. I will make sure it happens personally. I will start saving up the money for that with bills and everything else like that to get the room built. I'll stop buying fish. This is the last fish. I'm done after this. The only thing I'll buy after this is like feeder guppies and feeder goldfish. Something really cheap for that. He does have some divoting on the sides too, by the way. But get that off your eye. We use a pipette really quickly. Come here. Let me get that. It's not a pipette, Donna. Here it is. Pipette. Calm down. Calm down. Kind of working it off, and there we go. I got that off his eye now. Even gave him a little squirt of water in the mouth, all over his face to kind of keep him going. But the plan is, for right now, guys, is I'll probably set up the bunk destroyed, nasty inside looking, the calcified one that I have, the 20 gallon. Especially with how aggressive this guy is. Yeah, I know that. That's the part I'm trying to figure out, because I've got the 55, but the 55 is full and it needs clean, and I have a plan for that. And I have a plan to build him an actual tank. I'm going to build him like a little mini indoor pond type situation, using one of those. I was thinking like maybe just building it out of wood, then throwing in one of those pond tarps, and then, you know, building up a section on the side so we can't climb out. You know, a raised section where we can get out of the water into like some dirt, stuff like that, where the heat lights would be, things like that. And then I got to thinking, well, yeah, that'll work until he drags all that shit to the water. And then I got to thinking, well, they do sell those horse trough looking black things you can buy at Menards. And I could build a platform up around that, which would make it a little bit taller, which I don't really care for. It'd make the water deeper. Damn it. I jump into things I don't ever think. I got to write it down in order to actually, you know, properly think about it. I get so many damn ideas going through my head at one time. I try to mix them together and it ends up being stupid. But I don't know, I feel bad for the guy, and he's been literally in an aquarium where the water is like this deep with the stones, and his back is, he used to have algae and moss and all kinds of just nastiness growing on his back, and his water reeked. Hot dogs were in there for weeks, and it is a bad situation. It really was. It was really fucking bad, and I got pissed off at the dude one day, and it's like, look, I was like, I would take him, I just don't know a lot of turtles. I could do that. I could do that. See, the thing is, I overcomplicate things in my head. I want to go extravagantly, and then when I start to explain it out loud, like in my head it works, but out loud it doesn't make sense, and that's the issue I have right here. Where you going, huh? Where you going, kicking little turd? I mean, he's gorgeous. Whoa, whoa. And I keep every day. I mist him down. I soak his tank, just to kind of keep him hydrated, and I keep him kind of away from the heat. I keep him with the heat, but not in the heat, so the water doesn't evaporate as quickly off of him. He's so pissed off, he does have some sort of infection going on. I just realized that. So the dude tried to tell me that I got him from, that he's been in an aquarium. I don't believe that, because when he brought the turtle over, the turtle was absolutely fucking dry. Like, it had been out of water for weeks. Not even misted, not sprayed, not put in the bathtub. I would put it in the bath. I could put him in the bathtub, actually, for a while. No, because the chlorine and everything would fuck with him. And I can't let him go because it's too cold. And I'm not sure if this is a wild caught or a captive bred. That's a good point. That is a good point. Would a tote work? As temporary? Because I got a great big... Ow. God, the nails are sharp. Let's see, a tote. I got that great big black one I had the dubias in. I think that'd be better for him because I do have the spare heat light. Right now, everybody has just standard UVA, UVB bulbs, no real heat lamps because the room is 80 plus degrees. If I turn the heat lamps on, leave them running too long, everybody gets too hot. Like, the dragons open their mouth, the snakes will hide in the corners of the tanks, and it's just unbearable down here. So everybody just has standard UVA lights. I shut them off at night, you know, night it's freaking night schedule right now. So I'd have to put a heat lamp on him, which I have a spare one, and I have a spare bulb. I don't know what I think what I'll do is I'll get online, I'll order from Chewy one of those Zoomed double bulbed ones. And that'll give me the heat lamp and the UVA bulb. God, that guppy's freaking swollen. She can't even swim. I wish she's pregnant. She didn't have like some sort of internal like parasite. And I got this set up in my head, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get him misted down again really quickly, get his tank set up. Because I think just for right now, the little 20 gallon, throw some stones in it once I clean them. I got to get ready to go to bed and go to work. It's like, what, 1 o'clock in the morning here? Oh, it's only 12. It's only like 12 o'clock now. Okay, so I have about an hour and a half, 2 hours before I can go. That I can kind of dick around, set this up with. Yeah, the stones outside were great. The dude tried, like I said, the dude tried to tell me that he was in the enclosure. He was in his aquarium, but I know he's full of shit because I own the enclosure that he has because he originally gave the turtle to his neighbor and she knew nothing about animals and she ended up giving him the turtle back. He didn't want the aquarium apparently, so she put it outside and gave it to me. And how do I know it's his aquarium? Because I recognize the stones inside of it and how many people have little bitty ornamental green balls inside of their tank with their turtles. And the funniest part is the calcium line that I spent the last 4 hours cleaning off was about that high up off the ground. And it's like that much rock. So, yeah, this turtle has been out of water for a very long time, and that tank has been outside for 3 weeks now. So unless he was keeping it in the bathtub or the kitchen sink, he didn't have a tank for it. Which, like I said, I'm not really a turtle person. I'm a tortoise kind of guy. I've never really dealt with turtles before. I've had soft shells. I've had snappers. I've had alligator snapper turtles. I've had baby red ear, green eared sliders. I've never had anything this size. So this is a learning curve, but at the same time, it's also an experience that I'm hoping to really, go well. So I got to get his tank built. Where is it? Where's my start right? I've got that start right stuff that immediately takes out all the heavy metals, the chlorine, and things like that from the water. Which should be somewhere in this dresser. Where the hell did I put it? It's got to be on the floor. It's got to be on the floor. It's the last place I had it was when I filled up the 3-gallon tanks. When I filled up all the tanks. It's somewhere on the floor. I'll find it. Well, it's either on the floor or it's on this little stand right here. I just don't see it, but... Damn it. I'll have to find it. I have to find it quickly, too. So I'll do that. I'll set up the stones. I just have to figure out how deep I'm going to put it, and I could build rocks up. You should be able to get out with rocks. Put the heat lamp on top of it, go from there. Because I'll even suspend that bitch from the roof right now. I'll put it right here. Once the room's built, I'll have more room for things. I'll have more rooms for, bigger setups like that I need and that I want. And now that I'm working, I can afford it. And, I've been pretty much miscellaneously picking up fish because I've had nothing else to do. And I love aquariums, I love fish, and, this is something that really relaxes me. Later. So, it's a toss-up, so... Apparently that Senegalis, when it's full grown, will be worth $1,000. I don't know about that. Could be true, could be not. But I'm about to get this guy fed. I got some pellets for him, which I think I'm just going to keep feeding him. night crawlers for right now. Because he loves night crawlers, and I don't have to have him in water to feed the night crawlers. But we get the tub set up, get everything going from here. And Sarah, thank you. I do appreciate the help. I really freaking do. And I hope you and Edward get better soon. Did little Mikey get sick too? Don't tell me Mikey got sick. Kid cannot afford to get sick. He has school. Unless it's vacation. I just don't remember. Probably vacation. Alright, so I gotta get this set up. You're about to get a nice house until I can get you a bigger one built. I get a Cayman and put you with that. I know you'll be friends with him. You are so mean. Why are you always trying? Look, he's so mean. He's always trying to bite. Look. Yeah, you were not treated right. Because the turtles I used to have when I was younger, and here in the last couple of years with my alligator snapping turtles, they used to come to the tanks, follow me inside when I come home. They recognize you. They recognize you as the person who brings their food. And they love coming out of the water. I'd hold them, not for hours, but for a good amount of time. I'd pull them out. And I kind of check them, make sure. And then my alligator snapper turtle ended up getting an eye infection that I was not able to treat. And my vet told me, is it wild? I said, yeah. She told me, let it go. So I let it go, and thankfully that motherfucker's still swimming around. I saw his ass what was it, 4 weeks ago at this point? Maybe a month? Maybe a little over a month and a half, 2 months now that I saw him. I recognize him because he's got this weird separation in his back to where it tapers down into like a V shape. And I've never seen a snapper turtle with it in my life. It's like a Y upside down. Well, it would be normal if the turtle itself, its head was where its ass is. But other than that, it looks like this. It's pretty cool, but I've seen him, so he's alive. He survived his eye injury, his eye infection, so the clean water cleared up. And I think the reason he got sick was because of the lack of water changes that I actually did because I was working at the time, and I was coming home and just passing the fuck out because I was doing construction at the time. So there wasn't a whole lot of come home and play around with people. It was come home, go to bed, and get the fuck up for the next day. But yeah, let's get him put up, guys, and yeah, we're gonna get you set up nicely, and then I'm gonna build you a big ass custom at some point. I'm thinking maybe 30-gallon tub maybe would be good for you. Don't bite me. He always wants to bite me. Look, he always wants to bite me. 30-gallon tub, big plywood setup, fenced in, caged. Might be too much for you, but I definitely don't want to put you just in an aquarium. I want you to have extravagant. You've had a shit life, dude, and I want to help you out. Anyway, guys, I'm all for you. Like, comment, subscribe, and any subtle hint you have on, the turtle tanks, the turtle tub system, let me know. And what do you guys think of this mini pond? Like, this was a complete accident. I am going to throw a bubbler on through it just to kind of keep things going. But 2 of those guppies have been in there for weeks. They really have 2-3 weeks now, and they're fine. The goldfish are just put in there like 2 nights ago. Snails have been there since day one. They have all the moss is starting to go. I have land moss and I have roof moss. I have moss from my actual roof that I cleaned off. So that's pretty funny to me. But anyway, guys, I'm off. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Mini ponds, later.